Hello, writers. Today, I want to teach you how to use linking words and phrases in our writing. So, today, I want to teach you that writers use specific words and groups of words, and a group of words is called a phrase, to link or join together different ideas in their writing. Let's take a look at this in an informational text all about electric guitars. So, let's take a look at some linking words and phrases. The electric guitar became more popular in the 1950s, especially after Chuck Berry was seen on TV playing one. So the word especially is highlighted because that's our linking phrase. Our linking word. Now, you might not know who Chuck Berry was, but he's capitalized, and so it's a specific person. So the question I ask you is, why does the author of this passage use the word especially in this sentence? Think about that for a moment. Well, the author is saying that the electric guitar became more popular in the 1950s, especially after Chuck Berry was seen on TV playing one. In this case, it means that this event of Chuck Berry playing one caused more people to want to go buy and play electric guitars. So it's really about a cause and effect. That's what the word especially is used for in this sentence. Let's take a look at another one. Here we have two. The Gibson Les Paul was a very heavy guitar. In contrast, the Fender Stratocaster was light, and therefore it was easier to hold. So, why does the author of this passage use the words in contrast and therefore in this sentence? Think about that for a minute. So, in this sentence, the Gibson Les Paul was a very heavy guitar. In contrast, the Fender Stratocaster was light. They're comparing and contrasting. So, contrast is showing how they're different. So, on one side, the Gibson Les Paul was heavy, the other side, the Fender Stratocaster was light. And then we have the linking word therefore. So, in contrast, the Fender Stratocaster was light, and therefore it was easier to hold. Here, therefore, is really being used like because or as a result of this. In contrast, the Fender Stratocaster was light, and because of this, or as a result of this, it was easier to hold. So these linking words and phrases join these ideas. Okay, so the Fender Stratocaster was light, and therefore it was easier to hold. A basic way to write it would have been a period after the word light. The Fender Stratocaster was light, and a new sentence, it was easier to hold. But now that we join them with the linking word therefore, we have a much more complex sentence that shows a relationship between two ideas. Let's take a look at another one. Some people like the full sound that the Les Paul produces through its double coil pickups. On the other hand, other people prefer the crisper and brighter sound of the Stratocaster, which has single coil pickups. Now, you might not know a lot of the vocabulary, double coil pickups, single coil pickups, okay? But what we're focusing on is the phrase, on the other hand. That's our linking phrase. So some people like the full sound that the Les Paul produces through its double coil pickups. On the other hand, other people prefer the crisper and brighter sound of the Stratocaster, which has single coil pickups. So, why does the author of this passage use the words on the other hand in this sentence? On the other hand, here shows opposite, okay, or a more people or difference. It shows a difference between the two. Some people like the full sound that the Les Paul produces through its double coil pickups. On the other side, other people prefer the crisper and brighter sound of the Stratocaster. Again, this is contrasting the thoughts of two people. So our linking phrase, on the other hand, can be really useful if you're contrasting two ideas or two different things or two thoughts that people have. Let's take a look at one more. The Les Paul and Stratocaster quickly grew in popularity and sold well. Consequently, the Bigsby Guitar Company could not make enough money, so the company went out of business. So, why do you think the author of this passage uses the word consequently in this sentence? Well, we know that in the first sentence, the Les Paul and Stratocaster are becoming very, very popular and they're selling well. Consequently, here means because of that, the Bigsby Guitar Company could not make enough money, so the company went out of business. Consequently is a fancy way of saying because of this or because of that. So it could say the Les Paul and Stratocaster quickly grew in popularity and sold well. Because of that, the Bigsby Guitar Company could not make enough money, so the company went out of business. So now we want you to try. We'd like you to reread your text, looking for places where you can use different linking words or phrases to join together different ideas or sentences. And here are some words or phrases that you can try to use in your writing. We have ones we've talked about, especially, in contrast, therefore, on the other hand, and consequently. But we also have other ones we haven't discussed, because of this or because of that. Furthermore, which really means the same as in addition to. And the last one you might want to try is of equal importance, showing that two things are equal. So go back, writers, see where you can use linking words and phrases to join two ideas. Good luck.